or the foundation here. So what we've done is we've taken the marketing process and put it into a simple 3-step formula that you can follow, and that GETitOUT leads you through. And step number 1 is GETitOUT helps you find your ideal clients, build out those buyer personas, to gather all the information about your clients so that you can really understand your clients and really create rapport and a connection with your clients, because that's the foundation. Picking what your niches are, which segments to market to, etc. And GETitOUT is the only tool that actually builds that right in. From then on, we move to step number 2, creating irresistible messages for those ideal clients of yours. This means things like this typical transforming your features into benefits. Well, you might have heard of that. Everybody knows that, but how do you actually do it? And with GETitOUT, there's an assistant that leads you through it. So you can create messages that will convince those ideal clients of yours so that buying your product, signing up for your solution actually becomes a no-brainer for them. But we don't stop there, because this would just be text generation, right? All these, like these other AI text generation tools that you might have heard about. But GETitOUT is very different, because you don't just throw 3 or 4 keywords at GETitOUT and then it would just create some texts. Because we have this step number 1, where we actually help you find your ideal clients and your niche, the texts GETitOUT can create are much more specific to your audience, almost like a true marketer or like a true marketing agency would have come up with them, right? And then finally, and this is where we go one step beyond those typical AI writing tools, this is that we actually generate ready-to-use marketing materials for you based on these texts and based on your buyer persona. So you can generate ready-to-use landing pages, websites, emails, even email series, and much more. And when I say ready to use, it means in your design, with layout, with text, with everything. So that's the foundation. Just wanted to get this out of the way so that you can say, hey, where GETitOUT is located. So it's not just an online course. So it's a real tool. You put in data, it gives you that back. It's not that you need to learn and watch through 100 videos to get that. We already talked about that it's not the standard AI text generator. And it's not just another website builder. If you think about all these WordPress, lead pages, website builders, great tools. But when you start a page in these tools, the page is basically empty, and you need to decide which elements to put on, in which order, how to create the page so that the page becomes conversion optimized, which texts to put on there, right? GETitOUT is completely different. We generate the whole text. So with that out of the way, let's finally jump into the actual tool. So this is GETitOUT. You can always go to getitout.io, sign up for a free trial, 14 days, and you can try out all the features in there. Once you log in, you come to the GETitOUT dashboard. And that's the first step, and that's important, because GETitOUT can not only help you with if you have one product or one service that you're offering from your business, but GETitOUT, you can actually use it to build the marketing for several different products or for several different services. So let's say if you're a SaaS startup, you're a small business, maybe a real estate agency, then you just have one core product, one core service that you offer, right? That's your SaaS product, or that's your real estate services. So this is where you click new product and you would add your service. But if you're a marketing agency or a marketing freelancer, then of course you can use GETitOUT to create these marketing materials and messages for all your clients, right? This is why this dashboard is important. Each of your clients, you would add each of your clients clicking this new product button, and then you got all your clients down here scrolling down, and you can manage all your clients at once, right? So this is the 2 use cases here. So let's jump into this demo account. This is Gordon Internet Security, a typical SaaS startup or small SaaS company here that is selling an online antivirus protection service. We all might have heard about. So that's that you have an idea what example business we are having in here. So let's jump in, and this is GETitOUT. So now you see this on the top left. This is Gordon Internet Security, and everything now takes part on this screen. And you see it's all nicely laid out here in the left side menu from step 1, making the basic data input, because we still can't read your mind. So I think that's better actually. So of course you need some basic data input. We then move on to the analysis part. This is the really unique part that you will find in no other tool, like creating those buyer personas, benefits, etc. And finally, we come to the creation part. I guess that's the part what you all are looking for, right? To create those landing pages, websites, etc. But you know what? Let's start there. Let me show you a few of the cool things you can actually generate with just a few clicks. And then we will go back to the steps 1 and 2, and I will show you how you actually get there and how all of this comes together. So let's say you want to create a website. You go to 3 websites and you will just click new website. Next step is that GETitOUT comes with many templates for different use cases, and we are adding new templates each week. So keep on the lookout, and also you see that here, in case you want some specific template, just shoot us an email at templates@getitout.io, and we are very happy to discuss the template and add it for you. So you see we got landing pages, thank you pages, one-page websites, different kinds of websites. But let's see what we got. Let's say we have this Gordon Internet Security, right? We need a website to offer the free trial, for example. Or you could create landing pages for lead magnets, newsletter signups. If you're a service business, you might create a landing page to offer a free strategy session. Okay, so let's start with the free trial and click next. And this is where GETitOUT is different. This is the magic part, because now to create this website, you don't have to enter a single line of text. Because remember this 1, 2, 3 steps that you went through, you already built your marketing foundation in GETitOUT. So you just choose which buyer persona, which ideal client should this landing page be built for, right? Because we defined that earlier. So for the small business owner in this case. And when we added that buyer persona, we already said which are the typical pain points, struggles, or challenges of that ideal client of yours. Well, let's take, in this case, his number 1 challenge, fear of data breaches. Okay. And on that landing page, we can even feature or address more pains, like he's got no IT skills, or there's like these annoying, complex GDPR requirements that we all are sort of struggling with. Okay, so what main goal does this antivirus tool help with? Well, it comes from the buyer persona. Let's stop worrying about data security. So we're going to go into more details later, because I finally want to show you how this turns out. And we pick benefits again. You don't enter a single line of text. All these marketing building blocks are already there. You create them once, use them as often as you want to. And then, something's missing. Let's see. We need additional panes. Okay, we want 3 panes. Okay, so the system actually tells you, hey, on this landing page, let's feature more panes to be more convincing, right? So let's use this again. Okay. Now let's see what happens. This is the GETitOUT editor. Now the AI is doing its magic and creating the landing page for you. Let's see. As I said, layout texts in your design. So now it's getting all the components, and then we get the preview. Here we go. So this is Gordon Internet Security. So you see, the landing page is already in the design of Gordon Internet Security, carrying the logo, carrying its colors. Start your free trial and stop worrying about data security. This is not a coincidence, and this text wasn't generated in the moment. This is texts that are truly connecting with your ideal clients. Remember, looking back to the marketing foundation we've created, right? Try Gordon Internet Security and stop worrying about data breaches, even if you have no IT skills, and don't worry about those complex GDPR requirements anymore. And here you see additional benefits, etc. So up to quotes, social proof. There's many more things that we'll see later that automatically flow into these pages, right? So once we got the page, we just close and hit save. And now we've created a landing page that actually works. Just remember, layout, design, texts, it's all in there, and it's based on industry best practices, obviously. So it's already conversion optimized. So this is our free trial landing page. Now you get two options. Either you just export the HTML and upload it to whatever internet hosting provider you have, or you hit the publish button and you publish the page right away on GETitOUT. Free trial background, let's call it like that. That's the URL. Let's hit publish. And just a few seconds later, the page is online. And in case you have a WordPress website, we got something really cool. So I saw the internal demo this afternoon. Sorry, just seeing here, page has been published. Let's click here and you see the landing page is actually online, ready to go and working. And even this form here, the form even works. I'm going to show you that later. We got internal form management. So you just build the form, which form fields you want to have, and say, hey, let's send this data to my MailChimp account. Let's send it to a webhook, or let's just sort it and get it out. It doesn't matter. It's completely working. What I was going to say is, if you run a WordPress website, then in the middle of December, you will find one more button here. So just 2 more weeks, which says send to WordPress. And then we push that page directly to your WordPress, and you can have it on your own domain running directly there. So again, that's probably a bit more detailed than I had planned originally, but now you've already seen the whole part of how to create that. Just going to quickly show you some emails, and then we'll do what I said before. I need to walk you through this 1, 2, 3-step process that is so unique to get it out. So with all these building blocks that we already have, well, why not also create the newsletters that you would send, the email series? So let's hit new email, and then same thing. Oh, I see we even got the brand new event emails here. These were added this week, actually. So let's see, event email. And well, let's send a Black Friday, Cyber Monday email. Let's see how this is going to turn out. And again, you don't enter a single text. You can just make use of all the building blocks that you entered once. So this email, which of your ideal clients is going to target? What are the goals and pains we're going to mention in that email to motivate those people to jump the fence, sign up for your service? Which benefits are we going to mention? Well, let's just pick the first 3. Which company member should be the signing person below that email? And let's have a look how this turns out. So same thing. The AI comes, takes your marketing.
And guys,
pardon, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Dominic. I see a lot of questions, and I will answer all of your questions in the end. We have a dedicated Q&A session, guys. Do not worry about it at all. Dedicated Q&A session. There are a ton of questions about WordPress, about making changes to the email, etc. We're gonna answer it everything in the dedicated Q&A session. Pravash, Irtaza, Z, Jason, Daniel, I see all your questions. They're not going anywhere. I'm noting it down. We're going to answer all your questions in the end. Sorry to interrupt, Dominic. Please go ahead.
Oh, please. You see, I sometimes get carried away here. So it's a bit difficult for me to focus on the presentation itself and on your comments. So thank you so much for the many questions. And yes, I'm very happy to answer these at the end of the webinar. So coming back, you see, now we just generated an email, right? See, the email again is completely designed, simple but beautiful, comes in your brand colors, logos. And again here, Black Friday is here. Data security can be a real challenge. Try Gordon Internet Security at the lowest price we'll probably ever offer. A password manager that is GDPR compliant, family sharing, etc. So you see the elements here flowing in from your building blocks, and you got ready to use emails. So now you've seen a few examples of what GETitOUT can actually create. So let me show you step by step how you actually get there. So starting from the top, GETitOUT always, if you are in doubt, gives you background information. So if you click at the top here on your main business, we explain what phases 1, 2, 3 are. I'm going to do that now for you, but you can also read in, and we will have accompanying videos soon as well. So step number 1 is the input phase. You can do this in just 20 to 30 minutes and then come back later to refine this initial input phase, or you can invest maybe 1 hour or 2 and get it right. So step number 1 is, what is your product or service that you're offering? And That's not the most difficult thing, right? You just tell us what the main features or services are that you're offering. So in this case, we got an internet antivirus tool, right? So we just have the different main features of that tool. So which would be real-time protection, device and family sharing, or a password manager. So when you add these new features, you just give them a short name and then a short description and a long description. And you can also upload an accompanying feature that visualizes that feature of your product or that service you might be offering. In terms of these images, you can either upload, like if it's a software, you could upload screenshots, upload hero shots from your computer, or we have access to more than 1 million stock photos that you can search through to just visualize what we want. So let's say this is about security, and let's have a quick search, and we'll see which stock photos come up with, right? And just with one click, you can illustrate and visualize everything. So this is part of the initial setup, right? So because we can read your mind, just put in those main features, and then for each feature, you add a few of its, we call them sub-features, like some specific actions that you can do with this feature. And don't worry about this whole benefit marketing thingy here. This truly is about your features. So if you're a technical founder, now this is your time when you can say, hey, I want to put all those great features that we've built, I want to put them in here. Or if you're a service company, what are all these nice things that your service will actually do for your clients? This is the part looking at your product, right? And then up here, we got a few additional product details. Again, you enter this only once and touch it never again. So again, what's your product called? Is it B2B or B2C? What's your product's category? And then basically just a few links, right? What's your main website link, pricing page? If it's a SaaS product, what's your sign-up link, for example? Your email addresses, phone numbers, and your social profiles. That's it. Again, set it and forget it. So that's the initial feature setup. Next step, that's pretty easy. Just put in your company information and your team, right? So that we can create legally correct footer sections for your websites and emails. Just put in your company address, registration numbers, whatever that may be, and add your team. So each of your founders or key team members, you just add them with their image, name, job title, and a few additional details. Again, this is the place where all your marketing information stops floating around like in Google Docs, in spreadsheets, or wherever you might put all that data, and then your whole team is always searching for that. GETitOUT gives you that one place where all your marketing information, your marketing messages reside, just one unique place. And then you can invite the whole team to your GETitOUT account, just clicking your user menu, team, you invite the team, and then everybody has access, right? So this also helps you to become more consistent and use the same marketing messages and texts all over. So that's this part. And finally, that's pretty cool, the design section. So here, you would just upload your logo and icon, ideally in a positive and negative version. You can upload your hero image, and you set your main brand colors, like your primary color, and if you have a secondary contrasting color, and you choose the font size, the fonts you want to use. We got some predefined font combinations here that work really well that you can choose from, or you click on custom fonts, and then you have a selection of more than 1,000 Google fonts you can pick from to create your unique combination of headline fonts and body copy font. And you might be surprised, but by just using colors, your logo, and the typography, things adapt incredibly to your design. Yeah, you're going to see that later. So that's the initial setup phase. So the input part. Again, you take, here it says time required. It's just 30 minutes. Do it once. You can do it quickly when you do your first trial, then come back later. Always come back in the future when you add new features to your product, for example. Again, set it and forget it, the input part. So let's move on to step number 2. This is where it gets really interesting. Let's go to the analysis. And it all starts with your buyer persona. Buyer personas, for those who haven't come across that idea yet, buyer personas are like an abstraction of your ideal clients. Just imagine you had your ideal client sitting in front of you, having a coffee with that ideal client, or having a beer, right? I'm German and said, actually at this time of day I should have a bottle of beer next to me, but I opted for the coffee, just to be politically correct. And just imagine you have this client having a beer, having a coffee, and this client of yours would speak his mind so that you can really learn, hey, what is he or she struggling with in their daily business life, if it's a B2B product, in their personal life, if it's a B2C product. And this is how you learn what the person struggles with, or you learn what that person wants to achieve with their business, or with whatever you help them. And this is how you build out buyer personas. Again, don't worry, you just start with one buyer persona. This is sufficient if you're just starting out. And this is all we got. So you got some demographics. So you know, hey, how old are your clients typically? Are they predominantly male or female, or diverse? What's their job seniority? What's their yearly income? Just a few basic demographic details. But then the most important part is their pain points, challenges. Like this small business owner, in our research, we found that, well, they have a fear of data breaches. But oftentimes, as it's a small business owner, they got no IT skills, or they fight with these complex GDPR requirements. So these two parts here, that's crucial, because this is what paints a true picture of your ideal clients, right? And again, when you later on offer your services, when you want to sell to them, if you think about that, your clients don't care so much about your product or service. Your clients care about what's in it for them, because they want to make their lives easier. They want to improve their lives, either their business life or their personal life, right? This is why we need to know what pains they are struggling with, what goals are there. So that's your buyer persona. Again, just start with one, and later on, feel free to expand. So for those, again, for startups, you start with one. But if you already are an established business, then this is the place where you can now add 2, 3, 4, or even more buyer personas. If you are serving different niches, then you would have one buyer persona per niche. Or if you serve different industries, in GETitOUT, you would create one buyer persona per industry. And then just imagine that. Let's think 2 or 3 steps ahead. When you create Facebook campaigns, Google AdWords campaigns, display network campaigns, your ad will target, or ideally, right, your ads should target one specific buyer persona with one specific message. And with GETitOUT, as you have all this data in there, GETitOUT creates the corresponding landing pages to each of your different ad campaigns, just like that. In the old times, maybe you wouldn't have gone through these troubles of creating so many different landing pages per buyer persona, per industry, per niche, per message, per pain, etc. With GETitOUT, you can, because, well, it's just so quick. And this makes all the marketing you do much more efficient in the end. That's the idea behind that. And now let's move on to benefits. So adding those pain points and goals of your buyer persona. This was not an academic exercise. Nobody likes that, right? Or at least I don't. We use these pains and goals to help you create those benefits everybody talks about, right? So let's do just that. Benefits, and you see this here in this illustration that we got up here. Benefits are when the features of your product intersect with the true pains and goals of your buyer persona, because that means that your feature actually helps solve a problem or helps them get where they want. But again, you don't have to come up with that. You just click New Benefit. And this is truly unique. This is the benefit assistant of GETitOUT. At first, you choose your buyer persona. Again, when starting out, we just got one, perfectly fine. And then what we do is we mix and match. So let's start with the first feature. Let's say, okay, this is our main feature of our product, right, of this antivirus tool. This is the real-time protection. So let's say let's pick these 2 actions it can do. It protects me while surfing, and it keeps me safe from spyware. Okay, so that's the feature I select. But now looking at the buyer persona, which pains do these features help alleviate? Well, it helps with the fear of data breaches. Okay. But does this feature also help to achieve certain goals? Well, let's see. Well, it helps stop worrying about data security, if this was another goal. Okay, so here we go. This is the combination of feature, pain, and goal. And now let's click next and let's see the AI work its magic. And here we go. Finally, stop fearing data breaches. Our real-time protection against viruses makes your website, okay, sometimes there's a word missing. Okay, I'm going to regenerate that. And you see here, fine print, stop worrying about data security. With our real-time protection against viruses and malware, you can prevent all viruses in your business process. And there's no need to keep spending on high-priced security software. So you see, this AI text generation doesn't just create texts out of the blue when you would be throwing a few keywords at them. These texts are highly tailored to your product, if you think back to step number 1, inputting your features, and highly targeted to your buyer personas. That's what happens. But again, I'm not really happy with that headline, so let's just click generate new texts, because we put some creativity into that AI. So each time you regenerate, you get new texts. So, okay, no more worrying about viruses. Never again be afraid of data breaches. Well, that sounds more to the point. I like that. So don't worry about security anymore. Get real-time protection thanks to our real-time protection. Okay, but I think that's better. So let's rate this okay and click next. And now this is the place where you can just do some fine-tuning. So up here, I really like that headline. Just gonna remove this part. And then in the description, our real-time protection. Now let's shorten that one a bit as well. And now we get perfect texts. Let's visualize that benefit just by using a stock photo. Let's say, let's look for security. Let's see what we come up with. Protection, yeah, let's just, let's pick this one. And now we have created a benefit. So we have taken your feature and actually turned it into a message, into a proposition that tells your clients how you will make their business or private lives better. So this is the viruses and malware, just like that's the viruses and malware, that's the internal name, just so we can recognize that benefit. And then let's save it. And this is how you turn your features into those resonating benefits. So this is the analysis part. That's all. So we would recommend you create maybe 3 to 5 benefits when you're starting out, and later on you can always come back and create more of these. There are 2 optional things you can do here. Let's look at the competitors first. Competitors helps you analyze your competitors, especially their websites, and that's pretty cool. So what we have here, for example, is a direct competitor of our antivirus tool. This is McAfee. We all know these. And what you can then do is you add your competitors here, and then you look at their website. And from their website, you just copy and paste the benefits that they mention on their websites. You copy the goals they promise. And I'll show you that I actually did that before. If I click here on that link website, let's look at the McAfee website. Okay, we got the Spanish version for those of you who are speaking Spanish. Vamos a ver si se cambia a inglés también. ¿Dónde estamos? North America, United States. Yeah, that looks good. And we don't get English. I love that. Let's go back to the United Kingdom version. So finally here, protecting what matters most, you. Securing the world's peace of mind. You just go on your competitor sites, you copy these texts, and then you would paste them here in this competitors section. Let me show you that in detail. So copy and pasting the pains, goals, features, and benefits that you see on your competitors. The goal here is not to copy your competitors. That'd be boring, right? The goal is that you can actually surface and find new pains and goals that you might never have thought of. or ways how to express certain benefits. Also find differentiators, how your competitors claim they are different. And then when you move on to the next stages, you can use that to actually pick, okay, well, this goal sounds interesting. Maybe I can make this, change that a bit, change it up, and then make use of that in my buyer persona. So this is actually a very simple but very powerful way of fleshing out your buyer personas and also of refining your positioning. Positioning meaning where you stand as a business and how you can differentiate and stand out from all those competitors all across the world. And of course, if you're a marketing agency, same thing. You can just use this as a nice structured way of putting the data in, and then of course use this for client briefings and show them the work in a very beautiful way. Last thing, this optional part is clients. So if you already have clients, you can just pick a few and interview them. And then very similar to what you would do with your competitors, you would interview them and try to find out what pains, goals, and benefits they would actually express, and then also put them in here. So this is just to flesh out or round out the analysis part. So to recap, you put in your data, again, set it and forget it. You put your features in once, your team, and you set your design. Then you go to the analysis step, maybe take 30 minutes to create your first buyer persona as a start. Then you turn them into benefits, maybe again, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in your first go. Always refine it later, you create those benefits. And we're done. And now we come to this really cool part where based now on all these elements, we call these building blocks, like the building blocks of marketing. And now we can create these different parts. So let's go back to websites. And well, let's say we want to gather more reviews because we know, well, reviews are great for marketing. We want to have more, these 5-star reviews you can get on Trustpilot. Let's motivate your clients to get more reviews. Okay, so let's create a new website. That's a landing page. And we want a landing page that motivates people for reviews. Here, a review landing page. See, this one's rather easy. The only thing we want is to know which call to action should we feature. And I'm going to show you this now. Call to action, this is the internal form management, like the form fields that you can super easily define inside GETitOUT. So let's say we're going to do one form in a bit. So let's say we take the contact form for now. I'm going to show you how this works later. And let's get this review page up and running. Again, taking your design, taking your building blocks, and here we go. You see here, this review page, get a free one-on-one onboarding session. That's an example of what you could offer in return. And then down here, beautifully laid out, hey, step number 1, please leave us a review. Here are the review platforms where people can go to review your tool. And then step number 2, tell us and win. And here's the form that people fill out. Again, we've got a footer. The footer has your terms and privacy links automatically to your social profiles. Everything set up. This red color, again, that's not a coincidence. This is your brand color. So here we go. And then we can just close and publish that page, right? Super easy. But okay, now we got this landing page. Okay, but well, none of your clients is going to find that landing page, right? So we should send them a newsletter to motivate them now to leave that review. Well done. Let's move on to the email section of GETitOUT and create more content. Let's see if we have an email for that. New email. Well, that's a single email, not an email series. And let's see, yeah, we got a review email here. Ask for reviews in exchange for something free. Okay, let's click next. Again, you choose from your building blocks, in this case, just the person who would be sending out the email to make it more personal. And let's see how this email turns out. Here we go. So you see up here, there's no image yet. Maybe let's make this a bit nicer. Is that the pre-header? Oh, that's the logo. This might be the content. Oh, okay, now we got no image there. Okay, to get to the content quicker. Sorry, didn't know that. But let me show you something else. Maybe you prefer a darker style. So let's click dark style. Just click the update preview button. And there we go. We got night style version emails. Again, the layout, this is a email tool optimized HTML here. You can directly put this into your MailChimp account, ConvertKit account, ActiveCampaign account, doesn't matter. The HTML is readily optimized for emails. You know that emails are very different than websites and landing pages. And you see that. Hi fname. Again, so that your email tool can later then replace that. Thank you for using Gordon Internet Security. Happy to have you on board. We want to make sure that you're happy too. Click the button below to leave us a review. And from here, we link your new landing page. So you see, you get the whole campaign. You can build your whole campaign out with GETitOUT from the newsletter that will then link to that landing page and move on from there. Cool, right? So let's save that one. Here we go. Now we got this email created. So, but how do you get this email that you can see down here? How do you get this into your email marketing tool? Well, just hit export, and then you got two options. Either you just download the HTML and then upload that to the MailChimps of this world, or we are working really hard to make this even easier for you. So for example, with MailChimp, you would just put in their API key and, well, check the connection first. And then we can send the email directly as a template over to MailChimp. So all this exporting, importing, none of that you need to do anymore. Just put in the API key and send the email directly to MailChimp. And again, you're adding more and more integrations over the next months. This is how you create those emails. So what you see in this example is that GETitOUT actually fills a gap. And the gap is the content. So MailChimp is a beautiful tool. It's a very good email marketing tool. WordPress is a beautiful content management system for websites, right? There are many, many tools out there. But when you go to MailChimp and create an email, well, you're facing an empty email. Maybe you can pick one of their good-looking templates, okay? Yeah, they're good looking, but what should be the structure? What should you write? How should you structure that email? You don't know. MailChimp doesn't help with that. So GETitOUT actually helps you create the content for all these marketing tools that you're probably using. This is where GETitOUT comes in, right? And with email, with websites, we've given you the option to just upload the HTML to your WordPress, again, middle of December, or to whatever hosting provider, or with emails or with landing pages, you can actually host them for you as well to make it even easier. Let's get back to these call to actions that I have been skipping all the time. These are just to create forms. So let's say, let's do something more advanced, right? Let's say you have a landing page, and from there, we want to send people to a thank you page. And on that thank you page, we're going to ask them a survey to get even more information for our own marketing. Okay, so we need a survey, right? So let's create a new call to action. And again, here to make your life easier for these different forms, we have form presets that you can directly choose from. So I want a survey, but I see, hey, survey is not a preset yet. So let's create a custom form. And that's it. It's that easy. You just choose which form fields you want to have. Maybe let's go for the first and last name. Maybe we also want them to be able to enter a message. And for those of us in European countries, well, we add the dreaded GDPR parts here. But you see, this is all pre-written for you in nice, friendly texts. Hey, I'm in and I accept the privacy policy. No worries, your data is safe with us. It's all pre-done. But now that we're having this survey, we want to keep things short. So maybe let's just go for first name and email. And then here, the message, let's skip that as well. And the message would be, hey, let's see what was going on in your life that made you take action today, right? This is the survey question we're going to ask on that thank you page. Please tell us. And let's make this a required field. And if you want more fields, even here's an add custom field link. You can add as many custom fields as you want to really build out those forms. Okay, let's call this form thank you page survey. There we go. Here we get a little preview. So as it's the welcome page, the thank you page, thank you, and just here, please tell us, etc. Nothing special to do here. This is your form. You can even have an image that accompanies that form. And after people fill out your form, you can choose whether you just want to show them a thank you message or whether you want to redirect them to another page. And then finally, and this is where these forms become really beautiful, what are we going to do with the data that your future clients will enter into these forms? Well, first of all, you can save all the form data directly in GETitOUT. Very easy for you. Then you can opt to receive notification emails. So every time someone fills out that form, you get an email. Hey, congrats, new lead, new client. The cool thing is down here, you can also send the form data directly to your email marketing tool. So let's have a look. Until now, we support MailChimp and HubSpot. And again, we are currently adding more. So maybe if you've been to our GETitOUT Facebook group, Marketing for Busy Entrepreneurs, that's how it's called. I guess some of you come from that group already. If not, please join. You will find regular posts where we ask you to vote which integration to build next. There's currently a voting post online, so you can vote there which email tool to integrate next. So let's choose MailChimp. Again, you just put in the API key and we send the form data directly to your MailChimp. Or if you want to build custom integrations, you can also just call whatever webhook you provide. If you're a SaaS company, it can be a webhook to register people for trials for your product, or you can use Zapier, Integromat, Pabbly, and the like to create webhook URLs and send the data to them, and from there to whatever tool you might want. So very flexible in how you can use that form data. And that's it. So let's leave and save this brand new call to action. So what we just did is we created a form from scratch. And just that you see that usually it's easier if we don't do this, the custom ones. Let's create a standard call to action, maybe just for a lead magnet that you want to offer this typical lead magnet, download a PDF, right? So if you click next, again, to download a PDF, just first name, last name, let's keep it short. But then you see, again, here texts are pre-filled for you. So you just adapt them a little, telling us which lead magnet you're actually offering, uploading an image of your lead magnet, uploading your lead magnet itself. You can upload the file. On the thank you message, we can actually download a million things you can do there. I'm going to skip that because I don't want to bore you, because now we will take the call to action that we had just created, right? Here, the thank you page survey, and let's create that thank you page quickly. Okay, let's go to websites, click new websites. Now I want a thank you page, and this would be, okay, well, we got for the thank you page, we got the template survey, okay. And now you see how this building blocks concept comes into play. So we would target a certain buyer persona with that landing page, and which call to action, which form should be featured on that landing page? Well, this would be our thank you page survey. So let's click next. And this is what comes out. So a thank you page. Well, you might say looks simple. Yes, it does, because it's a thank you page. But again, beautifully designed. Thank you. What was going on in your life that made you take action today? Short form. And let's do this. And with that, you can finally build dozens, maybe even hundreds if you have many online campaigns of all these landing pages, thank you pages, etc. That's the idea. So it gives you an incredible power, either if you're just starting out and you need your first basic landing pages, or if you're an established business with many different niches, industries, and buyer personas, you can finally build all of that out again, design, content, layout already. Or if you're an agency and you do this for all of your clients, you can use this just as a first brief, use it directly, or just copy and paste images and text and put it into your other tools that you might be using. So let's close that, save, and I mean, you know the drill. We did that before. Just one click to publish that landing page directly, or middle of December, send it to WordPress. Two more things before I close and we go to the Q&A session. So in terms of emails, you've seen how I created a single email, that review email, right? Where we were asking your clients to give you a review. But what happens, let's say you have a SaaS tool or a service, and after people sign up, you want to send them this typical email sequence, right? These 5 emails that say, hey, warm welcome, and then motivate your recent signups to actually start using your tool or to start using your service. So let's create such an email series. Click new email. This time I'm going to go for an email series. Currently we have this client user onboarding series. Again, more templates are being added every week. Let's choose that one. Now this is a 5-part email series, but you don't have to enter a single line of text, because we again just decide which of your buyer personas to target, goals and pains, which are we're going to target, what benefits. So let's just again pick the data, and the different emails are precisely going to feature these benefits that we had developed with the Get It Out benefit assistant before, which should be the final call to action that we asked for in the last email. Well, maybe we want them to, what could that be? Jump on a wait list, sign up for your free trial, or schedule a call with you as a founder. Just add the call, just add the call to action that you need, and that's it. But this time, Get It Out is not just creating one website or one email. This time, we create the whole email series for you. And you see this because now our editor actually has 5 tabs here at the top. Welcome, the first tab, that's your welcome email. Again, branded in your colors with the person you chose. Welcome to Gordon Internet Security. We know the many challenges you're facing as a small business owner or founder. This is not a coincidence that it says this here, because we are targeting that buyer persona, where you identified small business owner and founder as the job titles. We're stoked we have you on board. Here's a quick reminder of what's in it for you. Then we mention a few of the benefits. Now, email number 2, that's this one. Hey, I'm so glad you joined us. And then we just feature the next of your big benefits. Hey, this is what it can do for you. Illustrated, that's the visual you had put to your benefit. Email 3 in the series, right? Family sharing feature, explained with its texts. It's all there. And if you want to adapt and fine-tune these, of course, you can here on the left always click in there, and all the places are directly editable. You click update preview and you can adapt everything you got here. Let's close that. And we've created a complete email series. So this has been the full rundown. So